Hello guys, it's the Unclear 999. Today's video is about mood disorder. Mood disorders are complex and deeply personal mental health conditions that affect how a person feels, thinks, and functions on a daily basis. They are not simply mood swings or fleeting sadness. They are persistent, often overwhelming states of emotional imbalance that can drastically impair relationships, work, and quality of life. At the core of mood disorders like depression, bipolar disorder, and dysthymia is a disruption in the brain's chemistry and emotional regulation system, making it hard for individuals to experience emotional stability. For someone living with a mood disorder, even the most routine tasks, getting out of bed, eating, socializing, can feel like climbing a mountain. In depressive episodes, they may feel an unshakable sense of hopelessness, emptiness, or guilt, even when there is no clear reason. Life may feel dull, colorless, or devoid of meaning, and the person may isolate themselves out of shame or exhaustion. On the other end of the spectrum, individuals with bipolar disorder may experience manic or hypomanic episodes, periods of intense energy, racing thoughts, grandiosity, impulsive decisions, and sleepless nights, often followed by deep crashes into depressive states. These highs and lows are not within their control and are not signs of weakness or poor character. The reality is that mood disorders are medical conditions, not moral failings. Unfortunately, the stigma surrounding mental illness can silence those who suffer, making it even harder to seek help or explain what they're going through. Friends and family might misunderstand them, mislabel their symptoms, or urge them to just be happy, which only deepens their isolation. Treatment for mood disorders is often a journey involving therapy, medication, lifestyle changes, and a strong support system. It requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to confront some of the darkest corners of the human experience. But healing is possible. People with mood disorders are not broken. They are survivors of a relentless inner battle. And with the right care, many go on to live meaningful, stable, and fulfilling lives. Recognizing the humanity behind the diagnosis is the first step in creating a world where they are truly seen, heard, and supported. Mood disorders, often invisible to the eye yet profoundly powerful in their grip, are among the most misunderstood and underestimated struggles in mental health. They are not simply fluctuations in emotion. They are enduring patterns of emotional disturbance that interfere with the very fabric of daily existence. A person with a mood disorder may find themselves trapped in a loop of emotional extremes, drowning in a sadness that feels eternal or caught in a whirlwind of racing thoughts, boundless energy, and impulsive actions that they can't seem to slow down. Depression, for instance, can feel like a heavy fog has settled over one's mind, clouding every thought, dulling every sense, and making the future feel like a dark, endless tunnel. Tasks that once brought joy now feel impossible. The person may question their worth, their place in the world, and whether they're even capable of being loved. And yet, they often wear a mask, smiling at work, laughing with friends, saying, "I'm fine" when they're anything but. On the flip side, those with bipolar disorder may swing between this paralyzed in despair and periods of elevated moods so intense that sleep feels optional, plans become grandiose, and risks are taken without thought. But beneath the manic energy often lies a fragile heart, one that crashes without warning, sinking deeper into darkness than before. Living with a mood disorder is not a choice, and it is not weakness. It is a constant battle against an unpredictable tide, a fight to maintain stability when the mind pulls in different directions. Yet despite its challenges, many with mood disorders live rich, meaningful lives. With therapy, medication, lifestyle changes, and most importantly, compassion, stability can be achieved. What they need is not judgment, but understanding. Not pity, but respect. Because to wake up every day and face a mind that doesn't always cooperate and still keep going, that is a quiet kind of courage that deserves recognition, not shame. Mood disorders are not just emotional states. They are profound, often invisible illnesses that affect the very core of a person's being. They alter the way people think, feel, act, and even see the world around them. For someone experiencing depression, the world can seem muted and lifeless, as though color has drained from everything they once loved. They may feel weighed down by a sense of guilt, worthlessness, or sorrow that makes even the simplest tasks feel exhausting. It's not just sadness, it's a deep, unrelenting emptiness that doesn't go away with a good night's sleep or a day off. On the other hand, those living with bipolar disorder may feel like they're caught in a storm of extremes, swinging between intense highs, where energy, ideas, and confidence overflow, and crashing lows that drag them into emotional darkness. During manic phases, they may feel invincible, creative, and unstoppable, only to later regret decisions made in that state when the depression hit. These shifts are not just mood swings. They are drastic chemical and emotional upheavals that can affect every area of a person's life. And yet, society often misunderstands them. People with mood disorders may be told to cheer up or get over it, as if their condition is simply a matter of willpower. But this is not about weakness or laziness. It is about an internal battle that many are silently fighting every single day. Treatment can help, whether through therapy, medication, or support groups. But what truly makes a difference is empathy. Just being seen, heard, and believed can be healing in itself. Mood disorders don't define a person's worth, intelligence, or future. They are just one part of a much larger, resilient human story, and with time, support, and proper care, many not only manage these disorders, but rise above them to live full, powerful lives. Mood disorders are far more than temporary emotions or simple changes in mood. They are chronic, deeply rooted conditions that can alter the trajectory of a person's life if left untreated or misunderstood. These disorders, which include depression, bipolar disorder, and others, deeply affect how individuals process their thoughts, react to experiences, and relate to those around them. Someone suffering from depression may not just feel sad. They may feel like they are moving through life with a weight on their chest, a fog in their mind, and an emptiness in their soul that makes getting out of bed a monumental task. Even things that once brought joy, music, friends, nature, may feel flat or meaningless. And what makes it even harder is that many people with mood disorders learn to wear masks. They smile at work, say I'm okay to loved ones, and laugh at jokes while silently enduring mental pain that feels inescapable. In bipolar disorder, the internal storm intensifies. During manic or hypomanic episodes, a person might feel energized, euphoric, and unstoppable, taking on projects, spending money recklessly, speaking rapidly, and sleeping very little. But this high is usually followed by an overwhelming crash into depression, shame, or regret. It's a roller coaster. They can't simply step off. The stigma around mood disorders can make people feel isolated and ashamed, which only worsens the condition. They're often misunderstood as being dramatic, moody, or lazy, when in truth, they are fighting a battle that others cannot see. Treatment requires time, effort, and often multiple strategies, from medication and therapy to lifestyle changes and support systems. But one of the most powerful forms of healing comes from compassion, being listened to without judgment, supported without pressure, and accepted as they are. Mood disorders don't make someone broken. They reveal a kind of internal strength and resilience that few can understand. With the right care, people living with these conditions can not only survive, they can thrive, build meaningful relationships, pursue dreams, and inspire others with their courage and authenticity.